Hello, sweet Annie. Hi, Mom.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
It is
I'm very
very,
well.
it's very, very
And
nice to see you.
thank you, because this was like a last minute talk.
As
So,
usual, story of
yeah,
our lives, especially when it comes to me, comes to that
it's
is the
true.
story of my life when it comes to me and people. My last
And
minute surprises.
it's true. And I was
Yeah,
wondering, what are we going to talk about and what am I going to say?
you
Because,
always wondering that, and it always works. So just fine, right?
yeah,
You just gotta follow my lead because you know I got these things in my head. I got these ideas in my head.
yeah,
It's really, really good to see you. I called you this morning because I know today was your off day. So I called you this morning and I asked you if you were up for a chat because we didn't have one in a long time.
in a long
And
time.
not only did we not have one of these chats in a long time, we didn't even have a regular mom daughter chat in a long time. So we actually
No,
have no idea really how each other is doing. Not really, really, right?
it's true. It is true.
So I know too that, in leading up to doing this chat, we had some technological complications. You're trying to
Mhm.
figure out some new technology. And
Yeah,
so we had a lot of complications trying to get to this point. And I know that, you felt a little bit like stressed a little bit because of that. So I told you let's have a cup of tea, right? So I have my tea. My
yeah,
tea
and
is
I
not
feel
a
like
homemade blend like yours. Yours is a homemade blend, right?
just two simple herbs, though. It's just soursop and bay leaf.
So what's up, and believe because you do your own blends, which is very, very
Yeah.
cool. I am using like one of my favorite teas that I've been using for like a couple of years now. Is Calm Tea, and is a Lee's brand with ashwagandha and honey lavender. That's what I'm using. And I wanted a cup of
Mm.
tea, and I wanted calm tea because I just wanted to feel relaxed and feel calm because I want this to be a low pressure, really
Yeah,
calm, cool conversation. That's the energy that I would like from the chat that we have today. And so before we get into that, I would like you to tell me about the soursop and the Baileys and why you chose to mix those two together. Like what was that good for? Because I know that the things that you put in your body are intentional. You put intentional things in your body. You don't just put things in your body, right? So
it's true.
so what's up, and the Bailey? What is those good for? In
Well, before we start with my tea,
mm-hmm,
let's talk about your tea.
mm-hmm,
Um, cause you have ashwagandha in yours.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ashwagandha, as you said, ashwagandha is good for stress and is a good calming tea.
Mm-hmm.
And it reduces the cortisol level because what happens in our body when we're stressed, our cortisol level goes up. So it reduces that. And lavender is also a calming tea. So you have two good, is also a calming herb. It
Yeah.
relaxes you because you will
Yeah.
find that when people want to take a relaxing bath or something
Yeah.
like that, they might
Yeah.
put lavender leaves
Mm-hmm.
in the tub or whatever the case may be, and that's because it helps you to just relax. Now, mine, I this is a tea that I was just drinking for the last week or so, and I don't even know why I blend the two together. I just
Mm-hmm.
like the taste of soursop and I like the taste of bay leaves, so I just felt like mixing the two together. And
Right.
sour is good It helps. Um, it helps just basically boost your immune system,
Yeah.
and it is very, very good for the big C. So when if you have any of those things
Yeah.
rising up in your body, what the soursop would do
Yeah.
is just reduce those, as I said, those cells, those big C
Yeah.
cells.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Wow.
and the bay leaf is just a sweet tasting tea, but
Yeah.
it's good for a lot of things. If you wanted to put that, because we put that in our, like when we making our hibiscus drink and all of that
Yeah.
too, because the bay leaves, what that would do too, it just basically boosts your immune system, and it has a lot of um different vitamins and minerals in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just wanted to get the two of those in my body.
And it,
Especially
yeah.
especially the soursop, because when you are getting of a certain age, there's a lot of things that is going on in your body and you don't know what is going on in your body.
Yeah.
So you gotta try to keep certain things at bay, because with a
Yeah.
lot of the food that we're eating, and not only the foods, but just the atmosphere that we're breathing in
Yeah.
is what causes those cells to grow. So with me working at night too, is doing the grave shift is taking a little toll on my body, and I'm seeing the changes going
Yeah.
on in
Yeah.
my body. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to take that.
Yeah. And two, I remember bay leaves was a part of the meals that we would get growing up in Barbados, right?
A
We used
lot.
a lot of. Well, I never really used to cook, so but I know that the cooks in my life, my mom, my grandmother, your grandmother, my great grandmother, um, and you used to put bay leaves in a lot of things, right? Bay
Everything.
leaves, yeah,
They lived in
yeah,
a lot of things. And I think I probably told you this story already about when I lived in St. Lucia, we didn't have the Christmas tree, remember?
yeah,
Remember I told you we didn't have the Christmas tree. So what I what your stepfather did at the time, he had a piece of land that had a lot of bay leaf trees on it.
yeah,
So we took a piece of one of the trees, and that was our Christmas tree for the
yeah,
year, for the Christmas season at
yeah,
that time.
yeah,
And then by that time it dried,
mm,
and that was probably about 17 years ago or something, or
yeah,
some kind of years ago, maybe 15 years ago. So I was drinking bay leaf tea for quite a number of years
yeah. Because I
because
remember that, mom. I remember that from my mom. Drink. She used that a lot, and I remember that from you too. Did we have a lot of bay leaves growing like on our property as
Barbados,
well?
yeah, Barbados has
Yeah.
a lot of bay leaf trees
Mm,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. We had a lot of trees on the property at that time too.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
So,
then bay leaves too. You can put bay leaves. The older generation would put bay
mm.
leaves in their rice and their peas and
Yes,
all of
I
that
remember that. I
because
actually have the vision in my head of remembering that, of
yeah.
the bay leaves being in the rice. So, do you have any videos on any of your channels with bay leaves, like discussing bay leaves at all, or?
Yeah, I think on my Naturals channel, I have a video. Yeah, I think so, because I get to the point now, I don't even
You
remember
got
what
so
video.
many. You have so many, it's hard to remember, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So I
yeah,
was just
so
wondering, since we give Bailey's at least about 5-10 minutes of this conversation, Bailey's deserve to get a plug, right?
yeah,
So I was wondering
because
if you had any
Billy's
videos with
Billy Billy's is a subtle herb,
yeah,
and a lot of people just overlook it because it's one of those herbs that will creep up on you. It is so subtle and stuff.
yeah,
People tend to forget it,
yeah,
forget about it.
yeah,
But it's a very, very, very good herb for you.
yeah. And I know too you got a video about soursop. What you had about soursop again? What was the video you had?
Um, well, just discussing the benefits
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
and stuff like that. So yeah, so I
I love that you put together those videos that teaches about the benefits of, because I remember over the summer you were doing a series that was teaching the benefits of basic
yeah,
household herbs and stuff. Herbs
I will get
and
back to that. I
yeah.
haven't finished it, but
Because no, because that is a fantastic resource to have, because
I think
as
so.
we are living in a moment now where
Yep,
food security and health is
yep,
being discussed, and health insurance, and we having the conversations about those things. People, we gotta really start people like doing the best we can with the resources that
we have.
available to us, mainly free resources that are available to us from
Yep,
the earth, that
yep,
could help us to get to the point where our health is not so dependent on medicine, on
yep,
what I mean, the pharmaceutical medicine, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
on external things like that, where we can start to just use certain things from the kitchen, basic foods, and grow certain things and use them regularly, make a regular practice in our lives to help, prevent certain ailments and illnesses if we can,
It's true.
you know.
It's true.
So I think that that's
Because,
a plan.
be-
Mhm.
yeah, because you see, a lot of the older generation always used to say prevention is better than cure.
Mhm.
And what I like to say is that health is wealth. And
Yeah,
I say that because basically,
it really
if you
is.
have your health, you
Yeah,
have everything. If you don't
yeah,
have your health,
yeah.
you're gonna spend thousands
Your
of
health
dollars.
is the foundation of everything. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that
Yep,
you're trying to build, the castle you're trying to build, that is the
yep,
foundation. You know what I mean? That is the stuff that go under the foundation. That's the
yep,
important stuff. So it is wealth, because you could be the wealthiest person in the world, and if you don't have your health, you can spend all that money trying to save your life.
that,
You know what I
yep,
mean? Trying
that's why
trying to get your health. Trying to
that's
buy
why I
your
said
health.
health is wealth.
So, it's really important for people to start getting back into the knowledge that has been lost, or we have
I think
come away
so.
from, you know. And I really think that you are doing a good thing. I know that sometimes it feels discouraging, because I feel like you're competing with so much loudness, you know.
Exactly.
So a lot of people are not quieting themselves enough to
Yeah,
focus on the little things, the quiet things that they
yeah,
need to focus on in order to, you know, make the changes that they need to make. A lot of people aren't doing that right now. A lot of people are distracted, and I know that
yeah.
that is a frustration, but
It
just
could be
keep,
a little discouraging, but
yeah, but don't give
you
up,
know,
because the time can come where that is going to be there's going to be a return to that focus again, you know. So
yeah.
sometimes people has
Like
got to take the
today,
long road. Sometimes
like
people has got to take the
today,
long road.
true. Today I just did some cayenne pepper salve.
Yeah.
And you know, cayenne pepper is such a simple thing, and
Yeah.
that is good for arthritis. Like there are so many people that suffer with joint pains
Mm-hmm.
and arthritis pains. Like sometimes I come home and my knees hurting me from all the walking and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And just a simple salve like that is so pretty.
Yeah.
It is so pretty. Let me
Wow.
just show you. People I just
Yeah.
think it's so pretty.
I could
Sorry.
imagine. That's okay.
Let me go. Which side? Yeah. See how pretty
Oh
it
yeah,
is?
that is pretty. Wow, I was expecting a more reddish color, but that looked perfect for the season too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because the actual oil is very red,
Yeah.
but when you
Yeah.
put the beeswax to it,
Right.
the
You get an
beeswax
orange
to
color.
absorb it. Yeah,
It's
but it's
so
so
pretty. It
pretty.
looked like pumpkin. It looked like
Yeah,
a pumpkin color. Yeah.
it is.
It is so
It looks,
pretty.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that this morning to put up on
Yeah.
my channel. It was just a really quick video. It's like only
Yeah.
6 minutes or
Yeah. And I
something
just
like
watched
that.
one of your videos, your kitchen videos too, Sweet Annie's kitchen videos.
Oh my
Um
God.
the pumpkin
Super.
soup, the pumpkin soup video, and the pumpkin soup looked so delicious. You know,
It was
I'm,
good.
I
It
am,
was
I am, I know it's
really
make you
good.
blush all the time, but I'm very proud of you. I love what you're doing, and I don't think you should give up.
Thank you.
You know, I don't think that you should give up, even if at the moment, you know, yeah, even if at the moment it might not be where you want it to be. You know, just keep going because the time is all. As long as you keep putting in the work, the time when the
Yeah,
time comes, you know, things will start to fall into place. You know, so
yeah.
we just gotta keep putting in the
I
work.
know.
You know,
I know. I was
so
saying, I was
so
telling Tati, and
yeah,
I feel as though I was doing this for so long.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you were doing it for so long, but it's gonna get a lot. It, there's a lot more resources available now to do this than there
Yeah,
was when you
yeah,
started. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
one of the best things about the fact that you've been doing it for a long time is that a lot of people know starting the foundation, you know, to start. People know starting. You've already started, you've already built your foundation. So you just gotta keep going and keep building on it, and you can see the fruits of your efforts in
I
its right
think
timing,
so.
you know.
I
So
believe that.
yeah,
I
trust it.
believe that,
Trust it.
and I received that. Um, so recently I made some. I know there's not a question that probably you think, but recently I made some seasoning and stuff like that for Kenneth.
Hmm.
So how has it been going? How was
Oh
it?
well,
Does it's
I could tell you
huh?
that the food has been delicious. Uh, we had yesterday. He prepared like we had some ground provision. We had squash, right? I like squash. You know, everybody else tolerates squash, but I like certain. I like winter squash. So we had like a roast with pork, right? And
Right,
he makes his seasoning. What do you say he makes it with? He used your seasoning and he mixed with something. Oh, a dry rub or something.
right,
Something he said.
right,
He mixed your seasoning with a dry rub, right? And
right.
everything tastes so good. Tastes very,
Yeah,
very good. So yes, it's it's being well received. Is
that's
you
good.
should like
That's good.
honestly like be proud of yourself and believe in yourself. You know what I mean? Believe in
Thank you.
yourself and be proud of
But
yourself.
these are things. These are things I was doing all my life. I grew
Yeah,
up seeing my grandmother too. I
yeah,
mean, I grew up seeing my grandmother with all the different herbs on the
Yeah.
cutting board.
Yeah.
She would have all the different herbs because she used to grow them, and you know, and she had the cutting board, and they would be chop, 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 chop,
Mhm.
chop, chop.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that is
Yeah.
how they would get theirs fine, like we just put it in the food processor,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
it
like,
becomes
honestly, us that living in this timeline, we kind of got the best of both worlds because
yeah, yeah,
we still have the old um wisdom, right? The old knowledge. Because I was just gonna tell you too, when is that you got to start to see yourself, you and your generation have to start to see yourself as the elders now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And elders is the old wisdom, the people that will pass on some of the teachings that you don't
yeah,
want to be lost, because once it lost, if everybody just pass on and they don't teach or pass on that information, then it can get lost, you
yeah,
know what I mean? So
yeah,
we got the best of both worlds where we could bridge technology and modern advancement and modern knowledge with old wisdom. You know what I mean?
yeah,
With old
yeah,
old wisdom and old knowledge and old learning. So we gotta just find the right balance. We gotta start to realize we have to figure out what we keep and what we don't. You know what I mean? Because you don't
yeah,
have to keep everything from the past, but you don't
yeah,
let everything die either. You know what I mean?
exactly,
So
exactly.
so we got the best of both
Because
worlds, you know?
it's true, because it's amazing you would say that, because I don't get to do this sort of thing very often, because a lot of times people lives are at night when I'm at work. But
Mhm,
because I was off, I joined, a lady's live last night, and
mhm.
they were talking. The topic was on adoption, being adopted, how it makes you feel, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But the long and short of the story is that that's basically one of the things that I said to, because this lady was telling me that she's so glad to hear me say what I said, because the way how she was feeling very disillusioned, and
Mhm,
she feel good now because she realized that she wasn't alone. But the
mhm,
point I'm making is,
mhm,
I was telling them that same thing last night, that we are basically, as you call it, the elders.
mhm.
We're basically the ones, because the young people now are our future.
Yeah.
They're the future. So we're the ones that got to pass on a lot of what we know onto them, so that their life would, same thing you said,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So,
Because there's certain things that you don't want to get lost, you know? Certain
exactly,
knowledge that you don't want to get lost. So the thing is just to have the wisdom enough to know that you don't have to you don't have to act as though you live in the past. You know what I mean?
exactly,
You bridge the modern with the wisdom of the
exactly,
past. You know, and you have to figure out what, like I said, figure out what to keep and what to let
exactly.
go of. You know, and that's the challenge right there. That's the lesson right there. You know, so that, but that's the time that we living in. As we already know, it all chaotic and crazy and weird and all that kind of stuff, right? But the reason is because there's haven't ever been a time like this in history ever where advancements have there's so much technological advancements and so much advancements in humanity, right? And also is the generational shift. Do you understand?
Yeah,
Also is a period where generations, like old generations, are going to the past elders are passing on, and the
Yeah.
the set of adults that was like kind of like the world leaders and stuff moving into eldership, and then
Yeah.
the millennials and that and what it was the other one, Gen X, I think it's Gen X, moving into that the leadership roles. Do you understand?
Gen
I
Gen
think
X
it's Gen X.
or
Is it
Gen
Gen X?
Z?
No, Gen Z. Gen Z now are the, how to say it, Gen Z are the ones that are coming into maturity. So they're not the world leaders yet. The world leaders are going to be, people that are between 40 to 60 to, in that age
Oh,
range.
so you talking about the Gen X from like before me? I don't know who you
No,
mean.
no, no. Gen X is like, you could practically be Gen X, right? Gen X is after boomers, I think. Yeah, Gen X is
Yeah.
after boomers and Gen Z is after millennials, right?
Right. Right.
So
All right.
I wish I could remember the actual wording of the cycle from the book that I always constantly telling you about, the fourth turning book. But there's like
Right.
different cycles of generations will move into different levels of a season in their life, right? So there's, I don't remember exactly what you would call this the period, but the millennials and the Gen X, those in between like 40 and 60-ish, 60 plus,
Right.
will move into more leadership roles because the ones that was in those roles before are retiring or passing
Right.
on, right?
Right.
And
Right.
then the ones that are older than that set of people, they're moving into the eldership, which is like they will operate more as advisors, and people that would offer advice and offer wisdom and teaching and prepare and advise people who are now moving into the leadership roles. Let me give you an example. Like, for instance, I'm going to go political. Nancy Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, she
She
retired.
was the speaker. She retiring, right? She's 80 years
Yeah.
old. She retiring. So she would count as in the eldership category. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, offering advice and wisdom, but not in the leadership role, not operating as a
Yeah.
leader. So then,
Yeah.
between my age and your age, like 60 plus, those will
Yeah.
move into those positions that the elders used to, that the people that now moving into eldership used to hold. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So now Gen Z, etc., are in that maturing stage where they're now preparing and training to be the future leaders, the ones that will step into our roles when it's our time to shift into the other role. That makes sense,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So
Yeah. It's
that's
like
why it's saying so.
everybody's stepping
So
up.
that's why it's chaotic right now. And you see, one of the issues too, as I constantly say, is that for some reason boomers are the kind of people that don't want to leave the seat. So it's like they're kind of holding on to the seat. Say, no, I don't want to go. No, they're overstaying the time in the seat.
Because you see, the thing about it, I think a lot of that is because
Mhm.
when it makes them feel old,
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah,
when they have to give up,
yeah,
it makes them feel old.
yeah. Because
Like,
I notice I'm very intuitive, right? So I noticed your slight cringe when I said elder, even though you didn't show it, but I could see that there was this like initial cringe as that I call you elder, because in your mind you think I mean an old person. I'm meaning wisdom. I'm not meaning old gray, gray hair person that walking with a cane or anything. I'm referring to elder as in senior wisdom. You
yeah,
understand?
I
But
get you.
I noticed I saw the little slight little cringe in your eyes, like, I don't like being called an elder.
Yeah,
Am
because,
I wrong? Did you not have
because
that initial cringe when I said that? Am
yeah,
I wrong? Mm?
a a little, yeah, I would say it.
Just
No,
a
you're not
little.
wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. I did have a little cringe, and that's not because I thought that you were calling me old.
Yeah.
It's just like I started to think about No, this is the reason why I don't tell people my age.
Right. Yeah, I
You know,
understand. But that you
but
see, that's the thing. That's the thing about
but I
the boomer the boomer generation is that kind of
people
generation
treat
where I used to hear a lot, you don't tell people your age. It was they made a really big deal about your age. Like
because
and another thing is too another thing
people
is
treat you different.
yeah. And another thing is too, right? With the generation that you grew up in, we had a show like the Golden Girls, right? And the Golden Girls, I learned recently that the Golden Girls wasn't that old when they was shooting the Golden Girls. That was probably you age.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They
yeah,
weren't
no, they
old,
weren't.
but the image that put how television portrayed women that age, you know,
Yeah,
they made them out to be like old grannies, that
yeah,
ready to retire, that kind of
yeah.
so
No, they
that's
weren't.
what's
They
in
were
the
old.
that's what in the boomer mindset when you think about aging and but now you see these women that are your age and how these women look. You mean like I know
Wow.
that I can
I
say some name. I
said,
can call a name now that might trigger people or whatever. But like I'm thinking you see what's her name? Is her Caitlyn Jenner or whatever her name is, the mother of the Kardashian women. I'm sure she has surgeries and whatever, but she holding her own with all these, gorgeous model figure daughters that she have to pose next to for the show that they do, right?
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, I know what
Caitlyn
you
Jenner, I
mean.
think that's her name, the mother of the Kardashians, right?
Um,
And I'm sure she did surgeries to look like that. But the point is that is the new, 60, 70-year-old look, you
I
know.
don't think her name. I don't think her name was Caitlin though.
What's her name?
Um, um, yeah, I think Caitlin was the father. But
Oh
anyway,
yeah, wrong name, wrong name. You're right. The father is wait, no, let me just check. Yeah.
yeah, check.
I mean,
But her name is, but I know what you mean. Check though, so
yeah,
that we
Caitlyn
don't
Jenner is the her name is what's her name? Is her name Chris?
Chris Jenner. She's Chris.
Right, Chris Jenner, right. So, she's 70 years old, you know?
Oh,
And I
she's
mean,
70?
yes, yeah, she's 70
Wow.
years old. And look at how she look about she could hold her one again, taking pictures with these daughters and stuff. I called the wrong name. Please forgive me to anybody who'll be watching this. Be like, what is this girl talking about? Right, I called the wrong name. I do not watch the Kardashians in
I
any
don't want
form
it
or
either.
fashion, so I don't keep up with the Kardashians.
I just
I
know that her name wasn't Caitlin, that
Yeah,
the father.
yes, I called the wrong name, but yeah. So, that's the modern 60, 70-year-old woman. So it's not,
And that's true.
the TV kind of wired the boomer brain to see that age as old, but not anymore. We live in a modern age where we got all kinds of everything that we could do to what is it? What anti-aging this, anti-aging that we could slow down the
Yeah,
aging process, you
slow
know,
down the aging. And
so
the thing about it is that what does that too is a lot of different herbs and teas
exactly.
and things like
We know
that
how to do
too.
it naturally too. We don't need
So, yeah,
surgery. We know how to do it naturally also, you know. With
because
you have access to the information and you have access to the things that you could do to help slow down the process, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
you don't have to age rapidly. You could slow it down.
yeah,
So I had this like list that I wrote down because I was thinking to myself, I know the energy of the chat that I wanted to have. This is obviously the challenge I have. I know the vibe, the energy, right? Of what I want. I know the theme and the idea, but and the concept, but I never really fully know the questions or I know what we can talk about, right? So this time I try to write down something, And I started to write this list of one word instead of questions and stuff like that, just one word. And we would just talk about that one word for a little bit, right? So the first
Okay.
word, I know, right? I always do things different. That's why I always gotta tell people I can't tell you up front what to expect from me. You know, you just gotta like me and like what I about and just come along for the ride, right, mommy?
Yeah,
Right?
it's true.
You just gotta come along for the ride.
It is
I
so
have no
true.
surprises. I even surprise myself very quick every day. So, we in the same boat of uncertainty. Anyway, um, so list. First word, mood. So, what mood are you in right now? What are you feeling? The mood.
I feel I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good place because, yeah, I'm in a good place.
Yeah.
The only thing sometimes I study about is my finances, but I realize that one thing that I don't do anymore, and I study about them as much as I used to.
Yeah.
Because I am just going with what Matthew say now.
Mm.
When I say Matthew, I mean in the Bible.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Let tomorrow,
Yep. I knew exactly what you meant.
let tomorrow take care of itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
So, like,
exactly what you meant when you said Matthew. Yeah.
right.
I
So
agree. Yeah.
so I've just started. Well, not just, but I just decided. You know what?
Yeah.
Whatever is to be will be, and we will let tomorrow take care of itself
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the past is dead and gone. The future hasn't come yet. All we have right now is the present. And with everything that is happening now, if we dwell, if we dwell too much on what is happening now and the future and everything, we would always be in fear. And
Mm.
fear is not supposed to be a part of us because fear and stress and all those things is what causes the different things to grow in your body as well.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. So I would say that I am calm. The tea did its job. I'm calm. I'm feeling good about this conversation, and I feel calm. So that's my mood. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So the
I,
next word. Oh,
I think
you
the
want to say something?
conversation is going well.
Me too. The, the next word is mind. Mind. Thoughts. Your mind. How's your mind feeling? What's on your mind? However you want, tackle this word, mind.
Nothing. Just talking to you. No, really and truthfully, nothing.
Okay, so
Right
how
now,
yeah, all right.
right now, the only thing that I would say is on my mind is that I'm hungry. I haven't cooked yet.
Sorry. Sorry.
So funny.
Hilarious. That's funny. You didn't eat before you before we did this. I gave you adequate time.
I know, but I wanted to, because I did the video and then
Yeah,
I wanted to relax. So what I did,
yeah,
I put on a mask on my face so that
yeah,
my face don't look too tired. I
yeah,
put on a mask and then I wash it off when it was time. Then I put on the eye packs underneath my eye, and I put because I got the number 11 coming up there.
Mm, okay. I
So
never
I
heard it
put,
said like that, but interesting. Number 11. I actually never
yeah,
heard it said like that. Yeah.
like if you look at it, it looks like an 11.
Yeah.
So I got the two things coming up there. So I put one of the iPads there as well. So I had two here, one there,
Yeah.
and I just lay down. I just lay down and just relax and meditate and all that there. And by the time I was finished doing all of that, it was 1:30. My alarm
Yeah.
went off
Yeah.
at
By that time.
1:30.
Yeah. Time is go fast. You know.
Yeah, so if I had like if I had time, if I had cook and all of that there, I
Yeah.
would have been too stressed and tense for this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully we won't do this too long so that you could get to eat.
no, I am not starving.
Just a little hungry.
I just said I was a little hungry. Starving, starving and hungry is two different things.
Yeah, okay.
And I
Alright.
go for hours and hours.
Okay, so
I'm good.
alright. So mind. You know, what am I gonna say about mind? So the another way I was gonna spin the question to is like how you feel about your mind in general. Like do you feel that is in a good place? Do you feel like does it feel congested with thoughts, or are you doing well with managing your mind? Because you remember we used to read this book, The Battlefield of the Mind, by Joyce Meyer. So remember,
Yeah.
mind used to be an issue for us, or the thoughts that we would struggle with, the anxiety thoughts and the worry thoughts and all that kind of stuff. So you feel as though you have learned how to manage your mind a lot better in
Yeah, I know.
general.
Yeah, I not studying. No, I not studying that sort of thing anymore.
Yeah, because
My because of yeah, as you say, I've learned that the battlefield is in mind. So what I would do when I feeling um when I feeling congested in the mind, what I
mhm,
would do is do just what I did today. Just lay down on my back
yeah.
or something and just close my eyes and let a lot of nice thoughts go. And then there's another thing that I do that makes me happy for some reason.
Mhm,
And my TikTok dances.
yeah.
Sometimes my TikTok dances, I go and I look at one or two of them or whatever the case may be. And
Yeah.
it just relaxes me.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is wonderful because, like, what I started to do, I recently is I started to use my own playlist, my own YouTube playlist, you know, for the music, for the stuff that I've done videos to, because a lot of the songs that I do videos to are inspirational and affirmation type music, like,
Yeah.
so I don't even have to be watching them, even though like the first time that I did it, I was trying to do it while folding laundry and I still end up looking at the screen too much, you know. But I was thinking I was gonna do that more because I started to create little mini playlists with the things that I have created
Wow.
that will have certain themes, and I can start to introduce that playlist to people in my community.
Wow.
So
How
if
did
like
you
you
do
want
that?
exercise music or well, I'll show
How
you
did
how to do
you
that.
do
I'll teach you how to do that.
Oh,
But yeah,
oh,
yeah, but that's what I started to do. So the playlist that I listened to while I was folding laundry, I actually listened to my main playlist that had everything, But then I start breaking it down in mini, smaller playlists. So I would tell you how to do that, out of this chat. But
yes, of
in
course.
terms of
Yeah.
me, in terms of me and mind. I used to have the battlefield in the mind, and I used to struggle with anxiety really badly and all these different things. And I feel now that I have learned how to conquer my mind, and I've learned based on a lot of the things that you've already said in the conversation. About not worrying about tomorrow, about grounding myself in the present and focusing on the present, focusing on what the thing at hand, as opposed to worrying about this and that and all these different things. And I learned to do things that bring me joy, and I'm
Yeah,
so happy and thankful that I happen to live somewhere where I am right, like surrounded by nature. Like as I'm talking to you, I can look out into the woods
yeah,
right outside this window, which is a blessing that I don't take for granted. So I really
yeah,
thankful for that too, because
yeah,
it couldn't be at a more perfect time. As it feel like the world in chaos. I'm glad that this is where I live. This is where I am at this time.
yeah.
You know. So the next word is body. Body.
Is what?
Like, how do you feel about body? Body. Body. You can't hear
Oh,
me.
yeah, body. Yeah,
Body.
body. Yeah, I
How
heard
do you
you
feel
know.
about how you feel about your body? How do you feel? Like you feel in good physical shape? You feel how do you feel about your body?
Um, I feel happy about my body, truthfully speaking, when I'm home.
Hmm. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because why I say that is sometimes when I'm out and I'm at work and stuff like that, it's like something that you're breathing in, it's like
yeah,
something you're breathing in.
yeah,
It makes you it makes you feel strange sometimes. So
yeah,
sometimes I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. But other than that, I feel all right because I do a lot of walking at work. So that is a very um, good form of exercise for me.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then what I try to do a lot, I haven't done it on TikTok in a while, but what I try to do a lot is to breathe
mhm,
because I realize that we don't take conscious
yeah,
breaths. We take a
yeah,
lot of short breaths,
yeah,
but
yeah.
we don't take conscious breaths for that blood flow to
And
go
it
to
feels
our
so
brain.
good when you do it. Like I had to teach myself how to do it over the last couple of years. Like
Exactly.
to actually consciously breathe and
Because what happens is that it sends the blood flow to your brain, it
yeah,
sends the blood flow to your heart,
yeah,
all of those things. Your heart needs that actual breath,
yeah,
and stuff like that. So
yeah,
my body feels for my age, sometimes I don't think that I'm that age. So every time I think about my age, I get sad
yeah.
because because my body doesn't feel that age,
But that's good
you know?
because age, the age is with your perception of it. You know what I mean? Is a number, as people say, it's just a number, but the how you feel when you're talking about age is that's your perception, you know?
And
And for the you look so damn good, by the way. You look so good.
thank you.
And you
You want
still
me to get a model?
I was actually gonna ask you to do that. That's weird. Yeah. I was gonna ask you to show people your lovely dress.
You can see me. I'll get the
Yes,
chair back.
yes. Move the chair out the way. Show people your dress. You look so good. I was actually gonna ask you to do that. That's funny that you asked. Wow, look at you.
Wait till we get a little date, but
It's not noticeable. It's only in your head. All right,
Okay.
so my turn. I have no idea if you can see me either, but my turn. Let me show people what I'm wearing. Okay, you see
I
me?
know, but I'm like, yeah, I can see you.
I'm wearing my butterfly shirt.
I see.
You know that I like to wear my butterflies and sunflowers. my
Yeah, I
butterfly,
know.
my butterflies.
Am,
I always
am
get
I
the
okay?
I always get it wrong which way to turn. There, wait, no.
Yeah,
Confusing. My butterflies
you
and
know,
sunflowers.
I-
Hmm?
why why I did that because people always like on my TikTok and my TikTok dances and stuff like that. People always comment
Yeah,
on my smile,
yeah,
on the way how I look.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and I'm talking
Because
about women. I'm
I mean,
talking
like,
about women.
I understand, but look at this. We live in a visual world now, right? You know,
Yeah,
we so you got access to a lot of visual. This is why another reason too why I started to really put a lot of effort into my dress, because if they're gonna be showing us the images of darkness and horror and all the scary things, I mean,
exactly.
why
Flip
not
the script.
counterbalance it with something beautiful? You know what
We
I
could
mean?
flip the script. That's why I do
Exactly.
what I do.
So,
Flip the script.
start to focus on beautiful things. We don't always have to see the horror. Well, I mean, we could see, so we'll be aware if we must, but what I'm saying is that we don't have to focus on it all the time. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
human beings can't focus on that darkness all the time because it will lower your vibration and it will keep you down there. It will keep you
yeah,
in that low vibration state. And we're more effective, we're able to do more and create more from a higher vibration, not a lower
yeah,
one. So
yeah,
so
yeah.
the next thing is soul, spirit. Next word, spirit, soul. How's your soul, spirit feel? Oh wait, I didn't say mine. Body. For me, I starting to feel really good because I starting to exercise more and I starting to take care of myself
Yeah.
more and put more effort into into my body. So I
And
feel good.
how much weight have you lost now?
Well, 22 pounds, like 22 pounds
Wow.
since I started. I
Wow.
started in June officially, and
Oh,
I probably would have been
which is good.
yeah, I probably would have been further, but some things came up that kind of slowed down the process. But I about to break through that 200-pound wall. Like I break out of the 200s into the 100 area, and then I will work my way to where I'm trying to get, wherever that is, wherever my ideal weight is, you know. But just trying to break out of the 200. So right there at the 200, just working towards trying to break through that wall. But I'm making progress and I'm doing good. I'm so proud of myself. I'm very proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of the dedication. I'm really, really proud of you. And because of you, because I had a bottle of chia seeds here. So because of you and you drinking your chia seeds, what I started doing is I would make a bottle of chia seeds and then I would take two 8-ounce bottles
Mm,
sometimes to work.
yeah,
So and I mix it with a little bit honey
yeah.
and just the chia
I
seeds.
mean, I can't believe that
But
simple little piece of knowledge, that I didn't even know. And I mean, last year I was so upset last year because I invest so much money into this thing that I this whole weight loss thing, $200 and something dollars I invested and it didn't work at all. It didn't work at all, and partially anyway, that's a complicated thing, but and that on that piece of information changed a lot for me. right? And I got that from the internet. So that's why saying the internet is not only just a tool to scare people, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It where your where you focus your energy is, that's where how you're gonna perceive the world. So if you keep
yeah,
focusing on the people that telling you all the horrible things that are going on in the world, you keep focusing on the nincompoops and the distractions and all of that, instead of focusing on things that can help you to become the best
yeah,
version of yourself and to help you to be more
yeah,
effective in making a difference in the world,
yeah,
then that's what you're gonna receive. You're gonna receive the energy that produces the fruit from that. So I
exactly.
I focus my mind mostly on things that can help me. A little
Yeah,
bit, I would listen to a few things that would make me aware of what is going on, but mostly I focus on things that can help make me the best version of myself, you know? Because I started to
yeah,
realize that we can live in any world that we want. No, this the reason why, right? Is because you perceive the world based on the information that you take in. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So you
yeah,
choose the information you take in. I mean, yes, there's some
yeah,
parts where you don't have a choice, right? Like when you go to work, you don't have a choice of the people
yeah,
that be there. But the parts where you do have a choice, make a better choice. You know what I mean? Like you
yeah.
said, when you go home, you turn your home into your peace, your
My
little
goodness.
domain of peace, your peace place where you could
Yeah,
detox and calm yourself and release all the
yeah.
stuff
All the
that you had
toxins.
no choice but to take in because you at work.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
release all of that and be at peace,
yeah.
you know? So,
But they think about it, coming back to the chia seeds. I know the benefits, and I know how good it was. I know all those things. That's why I had it in the house.
mm,
But I used to always wait till, you're making a smoothie
yeah,
or something like that to, eat, to put them in the smoothie then.
yeah,
But I don't but I don't do that now.
yeah.
I
That
just and
that
I
that yeah.
have a straw.
But
I
that's
have a
another thing
straw.
too. When we think that our ideas are so simple, or when we share something, we think it's so simple, and we inspire one another. Because here I was just telling you about all my dance videos and all my videos I started doing, and I told you the other day that I didn't start doing that until you made me realize I could, until
Yeah,
I started to do the duets with you, and I realized I love this. This is so fun. And then I said,
it's
you know what?
fun.
I'm gonna do exercise versions to this. I'm gonna do then I started doing and then I was having so much
Yeah,
fun that it went into just regular dancing and dancing outside, and then I started doing goofy videos, and it just expanded. But it expanded
yeah,
because you introduced that thought to me,
yeah,
and
because
then
I
I
think
was telling you in a comment the other day when you were saying how proud you were of me of what I was doing with my platform and stuff. And I said, well, I couldn't do it without you, and what I meant by that is that when I was doing it and I didn't really have a lot of people, I still don't have a lot of people. I got a lot more than I did, but I still don't, when I was really small, I at least have one audience member, one person I could
yeah,
look forward to, that I know that okay, I would not, my work would not be for nothing because at least one person would be
wow,
encouraged by it or inspired by it or really like it or whatever. You know what I mean?
wow.
So,
I was wondering what you meant,
so
but thanks for clarifying it.
But that's what I want people to understand is that, yeah, we've made such a big difference in such a way
Yeah,
that we can't even begin to imagine. And sometimes because of the way how social media is designed, it makes you, especially like one of my least favorite things about YouTube is that stupid thumbs down like option. I don't think that you should have that. I don't think we need to know who don't like our work. They could just move the heck along. Why do we need to know who don't like our work or how much people took the time
yeah.
to click on the thumbs down? So that drives me
And but
crazy.
and the
You
good
know?
thing about it the good thing about it too is that when you have people that make bad comments or whatever, you don't have to keep them. You don't have to keep that toxic behavior
Yeah.
on your channel because at the end of the day, it's your channel.
But I
So
talking about I don't even I understand
what?
you. Yeah, I understand you could like delete a comment or whatever and all that kind of stuff. I
Yeah,
talking about the thumbs down. Like, yeah, it's
yeah,
so
you
easy for
understand?
somebody to just click that thumbs down, and then now we gotta know how much people thumbs down our stuff. You know, and they could thumbs
Yeah,
down for all kinds of reasons that you would never know the reason. So you
but
don't
you
even know
know,
why they choose to thumbs down everything.
but you,
I've
but
had thumbs down for videos in which I shared with my cute little Kanahi, my last son, where he was just singing the cutest song. And you imagine people actually would take a time to thumbs down something like that. You know what I mean?
because those are people. What you have to realize is that those are people that are sad with themselves.
Mhm.
They're not happy people.
Yeah.
So you
I
know
just I don't care
those.
about whether they're happy or not. What I'm saying is that I wish that
I
YouTube didn't have the
understand. I
yeah, I
understand what
wish
you're
that
saying.
YouTube didn't have the option because we didn't need it. But back to what I'm
Yeah,
saying now is
yeah,
that we make a difference. And even if it's just to one person, you don't know
yeah,
how you make a difference because
yeah,
you don't only make a difference and then it stops there. It's like a seed. That's why it's called it digital seeds.
yeah.
You it it grows. Do you understand? You inspired me to dance. And because you inspired me to dance, now I got like a numerous amount of videos that aren't even like the how I started out, that has expanded and become something different. You understand? And
Wow.
we inspire each other. Like it doesn't just stop at the one thing. And then when you create stuff, when I if I do something that inspires you, you create from that, right? You create stuff and then you inspire somebody that probably will never see me, but they saw you. You understand what I mean?
Wow.
And
Yeah,
that person does something because of what you did, and they inspire somebody that will never see you, but they will see them.
yeah,
That's how it spreads. That's how what we do make a difference, and that's how it spreads. And people gotta start worrying about what how social media makes you feel because you only got one like or one comment or a few
yeah,
views. I mean, that one view really matters. That one
yeah,
view could
exactly.
reach like thousands of people over time. You understand? So it really matters. And the truth is that we can't like make this separation where we saying, oh, this is not good enough, because you never know which thing is the right thing for the right person to see at the right time, as
Yeah,
imperfect as it is to you. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So we got like, if we really like doing this stuff, we got not worry so much about the analytics and just keep doing this stuff.
And
Mhm.
that is what I heard things say, one of those people that does talk about things like that. They
Mhm.
said that for new creators,
Mhm.
the best thing for them not to do,
Mhm.
even me, 'cause I'm a new creator,
Yeah.
because I'm not,
Yeah.
eh, best thing for them
Or
not to
you
do
or even
is
novice
to look
creators, you
at,
should say. Yeah.
it's to
Or even
look
like
at,
novice creators, people that might not fully know all how everything works, like so. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
and say the best thing to do is like, at least for the first whatever, don't look at the analytics at
Yeah.
all,
And compare yourself
because
to
that
other
could,
people.
yeah, because that could really depress you.
Yeah.
Because because the part of the analytics, which is true, the part of the analytics that really depresses me is when you look and you see 90 something percent of people
Mhm.
swiped away from your video,
Yeah.
and only a small percentage
Yeah.
subscribe,
Yeah.
but that 90 something. And in your mind, or in my mind, I'm wondering, So what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong?
I find myself thinking that too.
At
And
least
I realized that the challenge is to not do that because we
exactly,
gotta remember that this is huge. This is a lot of people, right? And
exactly.
people swipe away for all kinds of reasons. They might not have the time, or they just can't watch it at that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And but those that small percentage of people, that's the part that matters. You know what I mean?
exactly,
That's the part that matters. Because
exactly,
again, too, we competing. It's not our fault. I mean, like, it doesn't matter how
exactly.
good we are. You know how much people we competing with? You know how much content we competing with?
Yeah, yeah,
So that's why the key thing is to learn to just be yourself, because
yeah,
people are gonna have to choose you because of you. They're gonna choose
exactly.
you because it is you. You know what I mean? And that's why take it has to take time, because they have to know you, so they have to like
You have to get to know me.
continually get to know you. You understand?
That's
So
why. That's why.
yeah, so we gotta like not take it personally because we compete. I think honestly, I think that I am very good at what I do. I think that obviously capable of more, but the truth is that I got balance a whole life, so I can't
Yeah, yeah,
spend my entire day like
yeah.
doing the
I
things
use
my head know to do,
it.
right? Exactly. But I
You
think
spend a long time.
I'm good at what I do, and I think too that if you could spend all day like working on your stuff, if you didn't have to compete with night shift hours and being tired, you know what I mean? If
Yeah,
you were just well rested and just focusing on what you were doing, you will be extremely really good. You will be excellent at it. You know what I mean?
mm,
Because you have something worth sharing. You get what I'm saying? That is
yeah. Thanks
uniquely
for
you.
playing that.
I watched your video
Yeah,
today and I thought of three things that I said that this is mom, this is her. Like when you said I already mentioned it in your comments, but I'm gonna mention it in this video when you said that my soup is not just soup, my soup is a tonic. I was like, that's a quotable right there, you know? And then he said,
yeah,
my grandmother always say you could, let me not get this wrong. My grandmother always say you could put in, but you can't take out. Right? That's it, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And then I thought it was really cute, cool how you did, coconut, your dumplings with coconut milk. That's not something that we do, you know? And I could imagine that in dumplings with coconut milk probably tastes really nice, you know?
It
And
really, it
I would
really,
love
they
to taste
really
that,
good.
you know. And
Yeah.
I think that the
So,
only challenge, one of the biggest challenges that you have is that you have to work night shift, so you kind of like trying to fit this stuff in between,
yeah,
fitting this stuff on your day off. And if you're being honest, you need a whole day just to sleep and relax and then
yeah,
do the thing. But no, you get a little bit of sleep and then you try to do it the next, you try to do it on the day off, you know.
yeah.
That's why it might be more
But
challenging, you know,
yeah,
for you than it needs to be. But you don't worry about it, man. When you are able to focus 100% on this, you're gonna be successful. You know,
I
you
think
do
so
really well.
too.
So because
I saw that.
you have a
I saw that
uniqueness that
video.
is yours. You understand?
Yeah,
So you gotta just start. You got you come. We competing with a lot of people. So this
yeah.
is not the honestly. So social media is not what it was when it started, because now everybody trying to jump on board. So it becomes even more
Exactly.
saturated with content and more saturated with
Exactly.
competition and competing for attention. So we can't take it
Exactly.
personally because it's not us. We gotta start being relational. We gotta start like introducing ourselves
Exactly.
to people. You understand? But
Mm,
that's a conversation for offline. But hopefully that helped anybody else that might be doing this as well. So I we was talking about spirit. Did we actually talk about spirit yet? So the
no.
soul, how does
You
your
was
soul
telling me
feel?
about body. We was talking
Yeah,
about
yeah. So the soul, how does the soul feel? How does the spirit feel? Is it being treated well? Do you feel good in your soul?
I think so because why I think so is because of my mind shift.
Mm.
And that is a lot of reason why I haven't done much on my fifth channel as well. Because of my mind shift and I'm learning myself.
Yeah.
And I lay down at my bed the other night and I said, you know, I should now be learning this. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because you're learning, you're refocusing your mind because you're realizing that a lot of the things that the way that we feel is because of energy and because of people's energy.
Yeah.
And sometimes you could feel people's energy
Yeah.
on the phone. You could
Yeah.
feel people's energy on the same social media.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I I always say that I hope that people could feel my spirit, feel my energy, feel that thing through the screen
Yeah.
of the way, because I know that when I'm tired, I don't give my all, and with my phone, this thing that I have, this camera I have, sometimes I gotta do like 10 false starts before I can actually start a video, and
Yeah.
I don't feel like doing the video anymore, and then
Yeah.
I don't give it I don't give it my all.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sort of excited too that this is the season coming up, even though I
Mm.
don't really celebrate this season. I am
Mm.
glad that this is the season coming up where I can share a lot of my stuff with
Mm.
people,
Yeah.
and not only share my stuff with people, but I don't why always say and why always say from the time I started this channel,
Mm.
I don't want to just come on and teach a step by step
Mm.
video on how to do something.
Mm.
I like to share stories. I like
Yeah.
to let people know the reason
Yeah.
I doing it or the story behind it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Hmm. Because
So
that's what he's saying, that like now what people are gonna have to realize is that you are the package, you are the product. You know what I mean? And what you offer, your talents and your skill that you share, that's a part of the package, but you are the package, because we
yeah,
can't, like I said, we competing with so many people that
yeah,
when people choose us, it has to be because it is us,
of us. Yeah,
because many people posted a pumpkin soup video today, I'm sure. Many people will
yeah,
post certain things
yeah,
that you are doing, but your stories are yours. Your
yeah.
experience is yours. Your presence is yours. Your energy is yours. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I agree with you. I want to. I call this season my unlearning, my learning and unlearning season. So I learning a lot
Exactly.
and I unlearning a lot too. And
Yeah,
I agree with you because I had discussed that in a few recordings that I did lately. That like I believe that there's energy in everything. When people gotta realize that, like
everything.
when you see a headline, right? Even if you don't read the article, you already have been triggered by it. You already
Yeah,
have been
yeah,
it has already piqued your curiosity. It's already made you feel something. It has made you, you got question, like you just read a headline and you got so much from that. You got questions
Yeah.
like, what do they mean by that? Oh, is this person dead? Like, the way how the
Yeah.
headline written,
Yeah.
it is meant to draw you in. And
Yeah.
people don't realize that subconsciously you have already picked up so much from it
Yeah.
one way or the next. Either you've been triggered, or they piqued your curiosity, or they distracted you, or made you feel something, whatever. But just from reading a headline, just from seeing a picture on social media, just by having some, like, sometimes I might have accidentally seen something disgusting, and it takes me a good while to get the damn thing out my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I didn't see that. You
Exactly.
know? Because it already planted,
Same here.
you know? So what people
Same
gotta
here.
realize is that we have to be consciously, everything that we do, we have to try our best to be and all the things that we talk about, mood, body, mind, and soul, all these things that we just talked about, those are the
Yeah.
things that will help you to be consciously walking through life, as opposed to sleepwalking through life,
Yeah.
and have all these things happening to you that you're not aware of, like a headline that make you feel grumpy, and you don't know why you feel grumpy all of a sudden, but it's because
Exactly.
you read that headline that just had a few trigger words that made you feel extremely triggered.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So and then you have no clue why you started snapping at people all of a sudden, but just because you picked up something, that made you feel that way. So you
Yeah,
have to be
because
awake. You have to be awake. We can't live in this visual world where people are intentionally creating things that to draw you in, or to make you do what they want you to do, and you just
mhm,
allow that to happen. You just be sleeping, and then you let them push you to or fro all over the place, because and make you feel certain things, because you are not in tune enough with yourself to manage your own emotions and your own thoughts. So to make yourself aware, you know what, I understand that that's that headline that got me feel that way. I am, let me just and start to refocus and come back to calm, come back to peace. You know what I mean? So
mhm.
that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because
So we gotta be more intentional. So all these things that we just talked about, they tie into one another. To be
yeah,
focused, to not be sleepwalking. We can't do it anymore. You just
no,
you gotta be
and
intentional with, yeah.
and for years, because Tatiana is who told me that a few weeks ago.
Hmm.
For years, I was saying, without even knowing all of what I know now,
Hmm.
I was saying everything is energy. Every single thing
Hmm.
is
Yeah,
energy.
all of it, all of it.
And it's
Yeah.
just that because it's just that some at higher frequency,
Hmm.
lower frequency, middle
Hmm.
frequency, and we are all particles.
Yeah.
And we're like a picture.
Yeah.
A picture, if you look at a picture good, a picture is made up of a whole set of dots.
Yeah.
And those dots is what make it look like a picture.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And we human beings also is a whole is just like particles. And
Yeah.
because there's so much particles in us is why we are solid,
Yeah. Cause I did a
right?
video. I
But
Yeah,
we go back to mm,
I posted a video this morning. You didn't get to see it yet, I don't think. But I posted a
uh,
video this morning that I talked about that to a certain extent, and it was talking about, you know, I started to realize, I said it's something similar, that I realized that energy is everything is energy. And I started to be I used to like buy things from yard sales and stuff like that, but I stopped like
yeah,
buying secondhand stuff, because I didn't want to get have things that have other people's energy in it. I wanted to have things that was starting with a kind of blank slate, that I could infuse my own energy into those things. I mean, I would buy secondhand things a little bit, but not in the way that I did before. I would be very
Yeah,
intentional about it,
yeah,
because
yeah. Because we
all
don't
of that is
know.
energy. Like that has a story. Those clothes have a story.
Yeah,
Those touched other people's skin and other people's lives and have other people's energy infused in it. You know what I mean?
yeah. And you don't
So
know, and you don't know what those. I know there's some people obviously that can't afford to think. That's
yeah,
why
yeah,
even when we purchase clothes,
yeah,
even when we purchase clothes, what we really should do is pray over
yeah,
our clothes.
yeah,
However you choose to pray over it, pray over your clothes before you even wear them. That's what we really
yeah.
should do,
Because
because
yeah,
I said that years ago.
I'm definitely not saying that with any kind of judgment or anything.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
know.
a preference for me. But
So,
and I do buy secondhand things, just not as much as before. But
yeah,
I do think, like you have to be very careful of the things that
yeah,
you bring into your life. Woo, somebody getting tired,
yeah.
So
No, no.
so
Um,
I
not
am not
really.
even I'm not even sure if I'm gonna continue the entire list I had here. But let me tell you what some of the things I had on this
I
list.
am. I
So
am good. I am good. I am good.
okay, but let me tell you what I had on the list, right? I got weather, I got inner, meaning inner as in your inner self, outer as in the external world, creativity, platform, reflection, past, present, and future. Those were the rest of the words on the list.
Wow.
So weather. How does the weather make you feel right now? Because this is like, well, this is naked November. Because naked, this is when the trees start to strip off all the clothes.
Yeah.
It
Well,
started in October where you get to see the pretty colors, but now
yeah.
now we got naked trees outside. Mm?
The way I put it is like the trees are getting ready to go to sleep.
Hmm.
That's the way I would normally put it. They're
Yeah,
going to sleep,
they
and
got
then
here naked.
they're
Yeah,
gonna wake up. Then they're gonna wake up in a few months. But anyway,
yeah,
how does because my mind has shifted, I wish that I could have gotten out more in
mm,
summer.
yeah,
So now that it's winter, I can't like get up more to do more videos on the outside instead
yeah,
of always being on the inside and all of that there. So the weather, I am not a fan. I'm not a fan of
yeah. It's gotten
the
cold.
snow, the
Yeah,
snow and all of that, because I don't like driving in the snow and
yeah,
all that. Because coming from Barbados, we don't have any snow. So I only had to start driving in the snow probably the last 5 years or something like that. So that's the only thing about the weather. But other than that, I like the weather. I like to see the snow. I like to see the
yeah.
thing, but I don't know what do you want to know? Really?
Whatever you said, whatever came naturally to you, like I
Yeah,
just recently got to enjoy, and I posted the videos with it too. The
and that's what I
maple
mean.
leaves, that was so pretty. The maple leaves
Yeah,
like fell on the
because
ground.
because
Yeah.
this is the second year you're in that house.
Mhm.
But you see,
So yeah,
because you are looking at it now from different lenses,
yeah,
and that's what
exactly.
happens. When we look at things from different lenses, we
Yeah,
see them differently.
yeah, because
So
here,
because
yeah, that's why for you, next summer you're probably gonna get up more. Cause what I had
yeah,
promised to do is I haven't done it yet because I didn't get a chance. But I promised to write myself an October letter, and in this October letter, I can put in the envelope, put in the box with the October decorations and stuff, and I'm going to put in it all the things that I wanted to do this October that I didn't get to do, and I'm gonna remind myself so that I could probably work on it more earlier. Because one of the things I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to try to do, but I only saw somebody do this later down, and I couldn't fit it in. But I saw somebody making paper mache pumpkins, and I wanted to try that. I wanted to make a paper mache pumpkin, big paper mache pumpkin, right? So I
Wow.
saw somebody doing that on TikTok. TikTok is like, I love TikTok so much. You could go in people's lives and see people just creating. This lady, she was just chilling and she was making her paper mache pumpkin, right? Because she was making a whole bunch for a Halloween display thing. And she had a whole bunch behind her as she was like designing one. And I thought it was so cool. And I was like, I want to try that. That looked like fun,
Mhm.
you know? So I
Yeah,
planning on writing an October letter to tell myself of all the things that I would like to do, next October. So that's an idea for things like what you would like to do next summer. Write yourself a summer letter to open in summer. Put it where you could find it for next summer. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That's just a thought. It's an idea for whoever wants it.
yeah,
But so that's it. I love the weather. I like October more than November because November is naked trees and chillier. I
yeah,
can't do my outside videos as much because it was really cold. You
yeah.
know,
That's
I
why.
but
That's
I
why I
I'm
just
I'm
said.
I'm really happy that I got to do a whole bunch of October videos. So I'm really happy about that because it was,
Yeah,
like you said, is a mindset change. So
yeah.
you're seeing nature differently,
From a different
and I
lens.
I was really happy that I got to spend a lot of time outside and make a lot of videos in October.
Yeah.
The one thing that we didn't get to do, I hope that we might still get to do it, but it can be chilly now, is walk through the woods right there. Take a walk through the
Yeah,
woods. I mean, all night because you wanted to do that, you know.
yeah.
So I don't know
But
if I should try to finish this list because, it's a lot. It's a
oh,
lot,
what
but
time is it? What time is it now?
what time is it now?
No,
It
I
is.
meant what time
Oh,
we were
we
on.
we
How
we
long?
have been talking for an hour, almost an hour and a half. So
Oh, that is
maybe
not too long.
yeah, maybe if you want to continue conversation, and maybe we might split it in two, or we might just post the whole
Yeah,
thing.
we
Because I
could do
mean,
for at least
the
two
vision,
hours.
yeah, the vision that I had for this recording, this chat, is for people that just in that kind of like chilled energy that could just sit and chill and listen. It's not or listen while you're doing something because you don't have to watch our faces. You could just be
It's
listening.
true.
Listen while you're doing folding
'Cause I do
laundry
that
or
all the
doing
time.
something.
I listen
Yeah,
to
'cause
people
that's how
while I'm
that's
doing
how I
stuff.
listen to the longer podcasts and the longer videos. Sometimes I don't always get to watch the person. I will listen while I'm
Yep,
doing something. you
yep.
know. So okay, if you up for it. So that oh wait, no, we didn't even do inner and I already got check off, but we didn't even do that. So inner as in inner self, which is the same thing, that's in alignment with spirit. So I don't
Well,
know if
I
you
think
wanted
they're
to
saying the same thing. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know if you wanted to add anything else in relation to inner self or spirit, because both of them
No,
align with each other.
no,
Okay.
because both are basically the
Yeah.
same theory.
Are you connected to your inner self? Do you hear that voice, that inner calling or movement or pulling, or the inner voice that tells you things, or do you hear that? Are you connected with
Yeah,
that?
I hear that voice when I shut out a lot of the noise.
Yeah.
When I shut out the noise, because yeah, when you can definitely hear the voice when you just shut
Yeah.
everything else out. But
Yeah.
if you are on social media scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, you don't hear the voice. You don't hear
Yeah.
anything. You don't
You hear other
think
people's voices.
everything gets
Yeah.
everything everything's noisy.
Yeah.
You
So we
know,
actually have
everything
to train ourselves to to intentionally pull away, intentionally, you know, shut out the noise. Like I
exactly.
call my consuming, I call it cautiously consuming. Like I do more creating than consuming, because right now, this year 2025 was a right time for inner work, you know what I mean, inner self, and making sure, because you had to be able to separate your fears with other from other people's fears, and
Exactly.
your triggers from other people's triggers, and your feeling about something from other people's feelings, because remember, like, last couple of weeks we were having a conversation about how people are gonna starve to death, and they're trying to take food off of people's table and all that. And then, like, now the government opened and it shifted, the energy shifted to a different conversation. You understand? And
Yeah,
we have to, I don't know, you don't know what's happening really to people, right? You know what people saying could happen, and you
yeah,
hear other things from people, but you don't know exactly directly what happening to people, or how, what's going on, right? So
yeah,
you can't absorb the fears and you can't absorb the fears and take it on your shoulder as if it's your load to carry.
yeah.
You know what I mean? What I
And
keep saying is that even though we feel like we're in this big connected world, yes, we're in this big connected world, but really and truthfully, the world that we actually in is the world that we in. The people that we actually connected to, the food bank that in our neighborhood, the people that we could help in our area. That's who we, and I mean, obviously too, you could go big and you could go further, you could donate to certain things, but you can't carry the load and the energy of something that you are not there. You know what I mean? It is not.
yeah,
If you can't make any kind of difference, then you shouldn't carry that load,
yeah.
because that will make you
And
ineffective
you know,
in the
and
area in which you can make a difference. You know what I mean?
and I admire. I honestly, not that I don't care or anything like that, because I do care. But my channel is not a political channel at all.
Mm, mm,
I try to help people in other ways, like
mm.
simple things like telling them how to soak dry peas if you can't get a tin of peas.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like like the video I put up. How
yeah,
to make lentil stew if
yeah,
you can't get meat.
yeah.
Stuff like that. But but for those people that their channels are political channels and
Mm.
just dealing with
That's
political
their
stuff.
focus. That's their energy.
Yeah,
That's what they're capable of
and dealing
taking
with
in.
exactly, dealing with that there
Mm.
every day, all the time.
Yeah, because
Think no.
they're
I
capable
will got
of
too
it.
much fear.
They have the skill set, the capabilities, the personality type,
Exactly.
the I couldn't do it, because, like, I always say a lot in my videos, is I emphasize on the fact that I'm a INFJ empath, and I cannot absorb all of that, because I would be ineffective. That is not my
Exactly.
area, and that's not my purpose. And I realize that my purpose mainly is to keep my vibration high and to help raise the vibration
Exactly.
of other people. And like I keep telling you, all the little things that we do that we don't think is a big freaking deal, it is a big
Yeah.
deal. You know what I mean? It is a big, big, big deal. And
Yeah.
that's why sometimes
Yeah,
too, I want to
because
continue to work on my platform, because what I'm able to do is I'm able to see pattern recognition and connections. Like, remember how you would do the dot to dot when you were a kid? I could do a
yeah,
dot to dot, right? In the real in the world of what's in front of me, I could do dot to dots, and I could see how that little thing that you just did, how that thing gonna make a difference to that person, and how that thing that that
Yeah.
person and the thing that they do because of it, how it makes a difference. Like why the example I gave you earlier in this conversation, right? I'm
Yeah.
able to see the potential in the little things, right? And I all I want to do is to remind people that what you do, big or small, makes a difference in a way that you can't even begin to imagine. And if
And
you
that
all we
is
putting
so
something in the
true.
world, right? And all of us putting something in the world, and you're just choosing what you're putting in. Are you putting in poison, stuff that gonna make people sick, or are you gonna put something into the world that makes it better? And it don't even have to be a big thing. It don't have to be a big. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Like look how a small a seed is, right? Right? And what seeds could grow? Seeds could grow food. Seeds grow big trees. Seeds grow big things, but they're small.
Yeah. But it's amazing you would say that because talk coming back to the same dry peas and soaking the dry peas. Somebody made a comment saying, um, so where do you get those kind of peas? Um, I can try that. I can try to see if I could get those peas and I can try that. And
Yeah,
for me, I thought it was such for me, I thought it was such a simple thing, as you
yeah,
said. Um, like simple thing, like I show people how I store my stuff, how
yeah,
I store my stuff in the freezer and different things like that so that they don't spoil. Because we can't afford to be wasting food these days.
yeah, yeah.
And
I
and
can tell you.
things, but as you said, things that we think is so simple.
And let me
It
give
can
you
help
a
somebody.
let me give you a good a way of looking at it that you might not even think of, right? Raising the vibration of people is very important, right? And different things raise a person's vibration. It could be, you dress nice and feel good. It could be that they created something that made them feel good. It could be that they cooked a meal and are so proud of themselves, right? It could be that they do a little dance video for the first time. It could be anything, right? And when you raise that personal vibration, what happens is that you open a channel, a door in their lives, unlock a level in their life, right? That wasn't unlocked before. I gave you an example earlier, the two ways in which you have helped me to get to the point I am, right? Because of your encouragement, I kept going in my content creation, right? But then the dancing, you unlocked a level in my mind in which I was capable of. I lived in a world where I could do that. And then from that, it expanded. So
Yeah,
you do a little thing and you unlock a part of a person's brain, or their a certain part that opens a channel to new ideas to flood in. And then from that little thing, that person could end up doing big things. You know what I mean? From that
yeah,
little thing, that person might be somebody that go and run for a seat in Congress or something. And you might not
yeah,
even know that that little thing that you did is what
yeah,
unlocked that channel, what opened that door to all the
yeah,
other ideas that started flooding in. Because what happens is that, you start to realize, wait, well, if I could do this, maybe I could do this too. And it
yeah,
expands, because you didn't think at first that you could, and now you know that you
yeah,
can, which means you make you wonder what else you could do. You know what I mean? So that's why people gotta start realizing, you know, just do it. Just do it. Do the thing, whatever it is. Create the thing, show the thing, or make the video, share the thing, whatever. Tell the person the thing, because you don't know what it is. You don't know how much it matters and what it could
yeah,
do, right? So yeah, that's a reminder. So the next thing now,
yeah,
that's it. So the next thing is outer, which is like basically what is going on in the external world and how is it affecting you? What was affecting you the most right now? Or in the external world, what is the what's the thing that has your attention the most? Or however you want to talk about it, like anything about the outer world.
Yeah, I I don't really have anything to say about the outer world because I must admit that I am trying not to let it affect me. So
Mhm.
it's really not affecting me anymore.
Mhm.
Like before at work and the people and stuff like that would affect me,
Mhm.
but not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore because I've come to realize that whatever is to be will be. And it's not, I don't want to say that I don't care
Mhm.
because that would not really be it. But
Mhm.
yeah, I really don't care.
You don't take
You
it on
know,
too much. You don't take it
yeah.
on too much, you know.
Yeah, I not take I go to work now and I do what I have to do. And if the way how I look at it now is that if my best is not good enough for anybody,
Mhm.
then they don't deserve me.
Oh, yes, 100%.
You
That's
know,
what I was saying. That's how I was perceiving, like, if, like, somebody unsubscribe or, you know, whatever, it's because it's you don't ask yourself the question, "Is it me?" If you're not good enough for that person, then like you said, they don't deserve you. They don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve what you are able to add to their life or to
to
whatever,
anything, to the
to
team,
anything.
to anything.
Yeah. So if
You
they
know,
don't see
so
it, then they don't
that's
deserve
the way I
you,
look at it now.
you know?
Because before you would be I the way how I think I might have described this to you already. The way how I looked at it before is like you have a bunch of mean girls at school,
Mhm.
and these mean girls, and then they always got one girl that
Mhm.
want to get in between these mean girls, want to get to these mean girls.
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter what that girl does.
Mhm.
She don't ever get into that club,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So that's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it now.
Mhm.
As though I was the girl trying to get into a club that it
Yeah.
doesn't matter
It
what
was
I
never
do.
for you. It was never for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what I do. I will never get into that club.
Yeah.
So I
Because it's
think,
not for you. You're
am I
not supposed to
still,
be a
are you
party
still
girl.
are you still seeing me clear?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, because
It's
it
starting to
was
get dark.
getting,
Yeah.
yeah, it was getting a little dark. So I just
Yeah, you can
wondered.
still see you clear. All right. So
Okay.
for me, in terms of outer, like for the most part, I think I focus mostly inward, but I do like pay attention to stuff that happening in the external world. But I've gotten this image that, especially because you know that you pay attention to politics a little, right? And
Yeah.
not a lot though, barely, just enough to know the gist of what is happening. Because how I
Me
see it
too.
now,
Yeah.
is it's like this maze, right? Like you in this maze, like paying attention to politics is like being in a maze, and you just trying to find your way out. The find the exit. You keep running into this dead end, and then you gotta turn back and go this way and turn. Like it's a
Yeah.
maze that you're trying to get out of, but you keep hitting all these dead ends and all this stuff because like it don't make no sense getting too excited about any of the drama because
It's true.
we've seen
Because
this
it's
movie
not
before.
real.
I feel like we've been watching this movie for like 10 years,
It's
you
true.
know?
It's not real.
And
It's not
it,
real.
we've been watching this movie for 10 years and they'd be like, this body in a panic and this is then and that and there's all these catchy headlines and all these things and people get
Yeah.
excited and they think, oh, this is what's gonna change everything. But the truth is, what can actually change everything is when we start feeding it our attention. You know what I mean? And I know that that's tricky because
It makes me wary
you have
though.
to
It
start to
makes
feed it
me
your
wary.
attention to change it, right? But you have to consciously feed it your attention. That's the thing, and it's very complicated. Like you said, that some people that is what they do. They pay attention to these things and they keep people informed, and that's what they do, right? But if all of we if we were so lucky enough, right, that all of us, which is just a pipe dream, right, but all of us would like start to focus on the areas in which we can make a difference. Like if everybody was to
It's
do that,
true.
right,
It's true.
everything would change because all of us
It's
would be
true.
doing our part at the same time. And
It's
we would
true.
be trusting one another to take care of the roles, right? But since everybody trying to go through this maze, they're trying to find their way out this maze. So they're paying attention to
It's
this and paying
true.
attention to that. And you keep trying to find your way out this maze and you end up in dead ends and like you just constantly walking all over the place and going on paths that you already went on and all these kind of different things. You know what I mean? But if everybody was just to focus on their own garden, on their community and their area, right? It would make such of a big difference and it would make it quickly. But we all in a lot of people are still in the maze. And I truly don't know how they're gonna get out of it because it gotta be a collective decision to get out of it all at the same time. The problem is if the system if if too much people in the system and the system controlling everything, then a lot of people find themselves in the system whether they want to be or not because they have no choice because too much people in the system and the system controlling everything. It
Yeah.
takes so much courage to be out of the system while the system's still controlling
Yeah.
everything. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I am not saying that I know how it is possible to have that kind of courage. I have no
Yeah.
idea. I accidentally stumbled on a life that kind of allowed me to not be in a system. I don't know, like to not be in a system in the way that a lot of people are, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how that happened. I really don't know. I feel like it accidentally happened. I feel like it just happened that way, you know?
Your steps were ordered by the Most High. And we
Mm,
speak things, or by the Spirit, I should say, we speak things into existence. And we don't realize that we're speaking things into existence. Everything that we write down, you're a writer.
mm,
Everything that you write down, you are putting it out there in the atmosphere.
mm.
And
Yeah,
have made that happen.
yeah. I tell you,
You have made that happen.
but listen, I didn't know that this was the future I was gonna have, right? I mean, this was gonna be the future of the world, right? But I tell you, as as experience the life that I have now, right? I realized the whole time I was being prepared for this time and I didn't even know
Yep,
because a lot
both
of the
of us.
struggles
Yeah,
that people having right now because they're it's like the cord being cut. They're getting cut out
yeah,
the system whether they want to be or not, right? They're getting shoved out of the system whether they want to be shoved out or not.
yeah,
It was like I was never in the system, and it's not
yeah,
for lack of trying it a little bit to be in it, not a lot, but a little bit we tried,
yeah,
and we just accidentally just it never worked for us to be in the system, you
yeah,
know? And every time we try to
because
be in the
you weren't
system, we get
supposed to
pushed
be.
out, you know? Or we didn't really get pushed out. Maybe we chose to be out because we realized it wasn't for us, you know?
Exactly.
So so know that people struggling because the system pushing them out. Me and my husband, my family are not in the system and we never were. We were just a little bit at times, but not a lot. Just enough to
Yeah,
experience what the system was like. And then we were not
yeah,
in it anymore, you know? So
yeah.
but
But
if we could collectively all at once, which is I don't know, that would be a miracle, right? If we could collectively all at once just disconnect from the system all at the same time, then that would be this wonderful thing. Because
yeah,
the more people stay in it, the more it continues, the longer it lives, you know?
And
And even though it's
it's going
dying,
to,
even though the system is dying, it can die slowly because people still continue to be in it. And they're trying to save it, they're trying to fix it. You can't fix it. It has to be completely unfortunately, it has to be
and you can
completely
get like
unraveled.
Popeye,
Huh?
and there's like Popeye and the spinach,
Yeah.
you know. So, but anyway, the next,
You getting tired. You sure we could wrap up? I could tell that you're getting tired. But
I got the,
the other things I had was like, you know, the other things I had actually kind of like was already talked about in, like creativity and platform and reflection and past and present and future. All of that is all we talked about in this
okay,
conversation. You know what I
okay,
mean?
okay.
So maybe we should just like talk
So
about
you
how we're
don't
gonna
have
end
any,
it. Like the last point, the last thing that we want to say to people that watch this conversation. First of all, I'm gonna say this. If you made it to the end of this chat, thank you. I noticed that YouTube got this new thing. The AI on YouTube got this thing where it has at the bottom of videos, it has summary, right? And in the summary, they will summarize the videos in written words, summarize the videos, and then have like different points. Like how we will make chapters, it will have like different points where it will be telling you where this particular part was being discussed. I haven't really gotten to explore that yet, but I found that to be quite interesting. So we might not even need to do
wow,
chapters and stuff anymore because
wow,
it has this AI summary that you could read what was discussed, and then it has links to
wow,
different parts of the video where you could find that discussion, where you could find that part. But I only like saw it a little bit. I haven't really fully explored it, but I find that
wow,
to be very interesting.
that's nice.
That would make content creation and content navigation a lot more easier.
Yeah,
So that's why and
'cause
the
then,
next chat that I would like us to have is a chat about AI because I wanted us to talk about AI from a layman's perspective, from our perspective,
yeah,
how we have been using it, if there's any fears there, or how we think of what we think about other people's fears or whatever, like to talk about that because I think that would be a really interesting conversation to have, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah, that'd be a good
yeah, so
fun.
check that out. Look for the summary, and does, which is something I should have said at the beginning of the video because that would be helpful. Because anybody that
Yeah,
lasts this long don't need that summary. But thank you
yeah.
for sticking out to the end. How you want to wrap up this video, Mom? What was the last thing that you want to say? What are you gonna go eat or cook?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to say that I enjoyed this conversation, and I hope that anybody that is listening can take away something from it. They might not take away everything, but something they can take away from it. And I want to thank everybody for watching us because, or everyone for watching us because this is something that we are going to be doing from time to time. So
Yeah,
I hope that we can get an audience, and I hope that sometime we will be able to do it in a different way, like live or do it in some
yeah,
other different way,
yeah, yeah.
you
Because
know,
yeah,
so that
yeah.
we can, because
Let
I find that it is nice. People like to listen, but people also like to interact.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but eventually,
Definitely,
but
we're
yeah,
going to doing it live and find our audience, and we
yeah,
have and like during the holiday season, we could do some kitchen stuff,
yeah,
Sweet Annie kitchen posts. But we're gonna have a conversation. Like I said, next conversation we can talk about AI, and we will
yeah,
do some kitchen stuff. And it is getting dark now.
Yeah,
You're getting dark where you are. Um,
yeah,
but thank you so much for making it to the end. And I
yeah,
hope that it was calm. I hope that it was enjoyable. I hope that, like my mom said, that you got something from it. And I hope that you would continue to watch us as we continue to work out the kinks of our mom and me chat. I
yeah.
am Letitia. We actually didn't introduce ourselves at the beginning. I am
Hold on,
Letitia.
hold
Uh-huh.
on.
Hold that thought. Whoop,
Hold
light goes on. Let there be
Yeah,
light. I am Letitia, which you know because you see my name there, and that's my mom's Annie, sweet Annie.
yep,
And the channels are my mom's channels will be in the description. And I hope that you, like I said, will continue to follow our journey and enjoy more of what we create over the into the future.
yep.
2026 is coming. Oh, another thing that I wanted to say about it's too late, but another thing that I wanted to talk about was a reflection. That's reflection was on the list, but we could probably do that again in another conversation. Is
Okay.
the fact that this is November and we made it.
Yep,
We made it to
yep.
November. We did good.
I
We
can't even.
went through the hardest parts of a year. I mean, the
Yeah,
next 2 months now is the holiday months, is the rest months, is the indoor months. It is
yeah,
winter, it is holidays, it is relaxation. We might obviously have challenges here or there maybe, but
yeah.
this time of the year is the time for rest. The trees resting, you
That's
know.
why I say they gonna
So the
sleep.
humans need to
So
rest too. The humans need to rest. So it's a time to rest and to reflect and to enjoy and to appreciate and to be like, wow, look at it. We made it this far.
it's
We
true.
made it this far. It's November. We halfway through
Sometimes,
November, right?
sometimes when I look back, I can't even believe that I made it this far.
Hmm.
But I am so, so, so grateful.
Me
I am
too.
so grateful.
Me
My
too.
birthday is coming up in like 2 weeks.
Hmm. Yeah. Yep.
And I am thinking about doing a TikTok live, a birthday TikTok live.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how I can really do it yet because I
Well, that
don't
would be
even
fun.
know.
I will come to your life. You
Yeah,
know
I don't even know to get the
well,
music and all of that there so
we'll
that
figure
we
it
could
out.
sing.
Or you could watch some tutorials or something. But we'll figure it
Yeah,
out. But
yeah,
you gotta start somewhere.
yeah,
You know.
but yeah, so because I really want to do that, because I'm just so grateful to be going to that age that I am going to. So just like you celebrated your 43rd, I am just so grateful to be getting to that age. So I really want to share it with people. I'm not gonna do a makeover this year. I did it for the last 4 years. So this year is gonna be something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All
So
right.
for all of
Well,
you,
thank you so much for following along
thank you.
on our chat. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you will, join us again. Now my mom is yawning. Go get something. So what are you? Are you?
I don't think the yawning is sleep though. I think
Yeah,
because you yawn too when you are hungry.
yeah. So I was gonna ask, are you still cooking? You gonna go cook something?
Yeah, I had some cut up beef season up there. So
Hmm.
I'd probably just do that. I wish I had bread or something that I could use
Yeah,
with it,
yeah.
but I
You
don't
gotta
have
get
any bread.
Katara, my daughter. You have to get Katara to bake you another loaf of bread.
I know. I am not lot of bread person, but yeah,
Mm.
but I really do have to get her to make this time. Probably what I would get her to make is like rolls.
Oh yeah, that would be easier. Yeah,
I get
than
her to
having to
make
slice up
rolls.
the loaf. Than having to slice up the loaf. All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna free you now and
Yeah,
let you
not
go.
having to keep slicing it
Yeah.
because sometimes when you slice it and what happens is that the ends start to get a little hard.
Yeah. I understand.
Um,
Yeah.
yes, if you
All
don't
right.
use it fast enough. Anyway,
Yeah. All right.
have an awesome night. And for
Yes.
all of you that watched this to the end, we want to thank you. I know that might seem like a lot of talk, a lot of chatter, a lot of rambling on, but that's what this is all about.
Yeah, that's why I call it Mom and Me Chat. Is a chat. So
Exactly.
we're just
That's
having
what this is
conversation.
all about.
It is a natural conversation that we're just inviting people in. So thank you for
Yeah,
watching. And I'm sure we can find our audience and people are gonna enjoy it. Because we
yeah,
had a lot of good stuff to say in this one, and we can have a lot of good stuff to say in the ones in the future, and we had a lot
yeah,
of good stuff to say in the ones in the past. Oh,
yeah,
also, I have a playlist called Mom and Me, so you could check out any of the old ones that we did. That would be in that playlist on my channel. So
yeah.
thank you, Mom, and we will
All right,
chat again.
bye.
All right, bye bye, everybody.
Bye.